Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Let's get open for business here, guys. Sorry, this is only my second video of the day. We may actually have some clarification to what is going wrong with my channel being shut down. And it may have nothing to do with the trolls. It may have nothing to do with the content. It may have nothing to do with the people who hate me. What it is YouTube has a company that they are working with or bought that's called 404 spam or something or other. And what it does is, this is all automated. It goes through and it looks at your keywords, your tag words, and things like that. And if they see a pattern or repetition and they look through and they find 20 of them or more, then they automatically shut it down because they say you're a spammer. And it may be because in the morning I put the don't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, and my taglines are always Dallas Cowboys, Mark Holmes, Cowboy Joe Boo, and things like that, that it sees a pattern and shuts it down. And also because I post a lot. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make sure we do not overpost. And I gotta make sure that my taglines and things like that are truly different on each and every one of those. And hopefully we do get the other channel back, but if not, we're gonna be really, really careful with this one. Now, here is some interesting thoughts or theory that's been kind of confirmed by somebody to me as far as Earl Thomas goes. Here's the thing. Earl Thomas does not want to any longer be in Seattle without a new contract. We all know this to be true. In the same sense, he knows he has no control over that. And he can't miss game checks. Unlike Le'Veon Bell, who's missing almost $1 million for every game he sits out. Earl Thomas realized, I got to be there for that paycheck. But what I believe he is doing is he's going to show up for practice, but he's going to be a non-aggressive, protester, so to speak. He was fine yesterday practicing. If you looked at his Instagram today, he posted a picture with all murals with all kinds of pictures of himself on there and said almost game time. So he'll play on Sunday, but doesn't mean he wants to practice. Now, we're not talking about a game now. We're talking about practice. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to piss off the Seattle Seahawks that they finally move him. And John Snyder, their GM, well, he's getting kind of pissed off. But he's at the point where it's, screw you, Earl Thomas. I'm not going to give you what you want. So he may end up trading Earl Thomas, but he's not going to trade him to the Cowboys because he knows that's where he wants to go. What we've got is two alpha dogs fighting it out right now. So as far as him wanting to go, or wanting to go to the Cowboys, and they know this is what he wants, that's the reason why they turned down a second-round pick. Let's be honest. A second-round pick is more than fair for an Earl Thomas, a guy who's almost 30 years of age. That's aging. When you look at a franchise quarterback getting a second-round pick, quite frankly, a second-round pick may even be a little bit high. But they turned that down just before the start of the season because they knew that's what Earl Thomas wanted to do. And I can guarantee you, if another team offers him a third-round pick, especially if it's a team that's not anywhere close to winning, they'll be more than happy to take that. But they'll be damned if they're going to do that with the Dallas Cowboys. But at least that's what I believe is going on. Now, tomorrow, 19 hours, 49 minutes, and 53 seconds from now, our Cowboys will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And make no mistake about it, this game is huge for both sides. The reality is, teams that start out 0-3 have about a 2.45% chance of making it to the playoffs. That's it. You lose this game, your season is over. Get the golf bags in the trunk. It is done. It is over with. And you're playing a Seattle team that's looked bad 2 weeks in a row, but they were also playing on the road. They're going to get back home. They're going to have some home cooking. They're going to have the 12th man, and believe me, that 12th man is hell. But they are licking a lot of wounds. Their center, Britt, he's out. It's next man up. Their tackle is back, but you don't know how good a shape he's going to be. And you've got our hot boys. Our hot boys that are coming to town. I've said this before, things that you look at with our Dallas Cowboys, Jason Garrett, if nothing else, is consistent and almost always wins the third game. The Cowboys always go 2-1 to start a season for Jason Garrett. It's just the way it is. Zeke Elliott picks it up game 2 of the season, game 3. First couple of games, he averages 65 yards a carry. After that, he averages 112. And as much as you guys want to talk about Dak Prescott, how much he sucks, how bad he is, and everything else, he's doing enough stuff to get a win. He's not turning over the ball, and he's getting guys most of the time right now. And he's able to keep the ball and the chains moving with his feet. And he definitely looked better last week than he did the week before. And I'm hoping and I'm thinking that tomorrow he's going to do that as well. But the biggest key for us is, 1, pressure on Russell Wilson. Keep that pressure on. He's got a sore hamstring, and if we can keep pressure on him, keep him having to move and run around, we've got a great opportunity. But you also have to keep discipline in the rush lanes. You cannot give him a lane to be able to see. Russell Wilson's not a tall guy. If you can keep the lanes blocked, get those big bodies in there, and not give him a place to escape, those walls will close in on him. You'll stop him. They don't have a great running game. In fact, their running game is anemic. Offense, got to feed Zeke. Got to get Zeke Elliott going. Got to get him running downhill. Now, what's amazing is our offensive line, and I said, take the best offensive line in football, take that, put it in a box, close it up, put it in the closet, because we're not that anymore. Not without Travis Frederick. Not with Connor Williams still getting his first couple of starts. Not with La'el Collins still not quite there yet. But even with all of that, believe it or not, the offensive line is grading out as 5th best in the NFL. And I believe they're going to get better as time goes on. Connor Williams, 3 games in the NFL. As the season progresses, he's going to get his legs underneath him. He's going to learn more and more and so forth. And maybe, just maybe, we get lucky and get Travis Frederick back. Although, Joe Louis has done an admirable job. In fact, shout out to our offensive line that did not give up a sack last week. So if we can get Zeke Elliott running downhill, with our ball control offense, we've got a good shot at getting the win. And if we can score early, we can get that crowd out of there and start getting some of that venom going against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, with the things that have been happening with the YouTube channel, we're actually going to try and do more on fewer videos. So that way we make sure that we're not putting up any red flags or anything like that. So right now we're going to go to our pick section for our games tomorrow and get a little look at that. And I will try to make sure I do a little bit better and not stand in front of the board. Understand, I don't do this for a living. I am still learning. So let's go over to the big board. Hey guys, it's week 3 and welcome to our big board. Hopefully I'm not standing in front of the board so you can actually see the matchups. Now what you'll notice is you'll see some of these teams that have an X by their names. Well, these teams, it's Desperation City because they have no victories. And here's the thing, if you start out the season 0-3, guys, that's almost a death sentence. You literally have a 2.45% chance of making it to the playoffs. So you'll see the Seattle Seahawks, the New York Stinking Giants, the Texans, Buffalo Bills, the Raiders with John Gruden. God, I'm glad we dodged that bullet with getting him for a coach. And the Lions. And we'll add to that list the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 0-1-1. That's right. They haven't gotten a victory. What's crazy is the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns have more victories than all of these teams combined. Amazing, but true. So here's the thing. We take on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Some of the things that are going for us is our defense has always played well against the Seahawks. We haven't always won, but the defense shows up. Hopefully Zeke Elliott finally starts to eat and gets into his gear, gets into that gear that he usually starts by week number 3. Hopefully Dak Prescott doesn't turn the ball over and is able to take another step forward off of last week. Russell Wilson is going to be running for his life. You've got that Seattle Seahawks fan base that's out there, that 12th man to worry about, and you've got them literally playing for their pride. They played the first 2 games on the road. They play this one at home. Be careful of a wounded animal, but I'm going to pick our Dallas Cowboys. And I know what you guys are saying. Do you ever not pick the Dallas Cowboys? And yes, actually, believe it or not, some games I actually don't. Then we have the Toilet Bowl, the New York stinking Giants versus the Texans. The loser, they get flushed. Now, of course, the New York stinking Giants offensive line is bad. And how bad, you ask, is that offensive line? It's so bad that they brought in Chaz Green for a tryout. Chaz Green. That's pretty bad. But I think that the Texans, getting that home flavor, that they'll get that victory. Then we've got the Green Bay Packers leaving Lambeau Field, going to the Washington Redskins. You remember the Washington Redskins were talking about getting rid of Kirk Cousins and how much better they're going to be with Alex Smith? Well, it's not the quarterbacks, it's the team. They are quarterback killers. Remember how everybody was hyped about Adrian Peterson the first week? The second week, not so much. I actually think the Green Bay Packers take that one running away. We've got the Colts versus the Eagles in the return of the Wentz. I'm curious to see how Carson Wentz is, how much rust he has, how different his game changes because of the knee brace and the knee injury. Will he be favoring it? Will he be worried about getting hit on it? And I'm going to tell you from my own firsthand experience, until you get that first hit on that leg, to know that it's still underneath of you, you're scared to death. Now, the Colts, they're kind of interesting. The question you have to ask is, are they really a good team the way they took care of the Washington Redskins, or do the Redskins just, well, they're just the Redskins? We'll find out tomorrow, because that's going to be an interesting one as they go to the stink. Then we've got the Jets and the Browns. We already know that the Browns, Lord knows, we worried about them burning down the place. They got the victory. Congratulations to the doo-doo Browns. You win a couple of more, we might just take off one of the doos of the doo-doo Browns. We've got the we've got Denver going to the Ratbirds. I'm going to pick Denver right here. I think it's going to be an ugly, ugly game, but I think Denver will come out with the victory. And then we've got the New Orleans Saints against the Atlanta Falcons going to Mercedes Dome. This is one of those games that New Orleans needs to kind of step up and get themselves right. They haven't looked like the same team they were last year. I still don't believe in Matt Ryan, and I know the Atlanta Falcon fans will say that I just hate him. I'm unbiased. I'm professional, but hey, dude, I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm not getting paid by ESPN, and it's not like ESPN isn't biased against the Cowboys. So take that. So I'm going to take New Orleans on that one. Buffalo against the Vikings. Do I really have to pick this one? Do I really? Look for the Buffalo Bills to go 0-3. We've got the Tennessee Titans against the Jaguars. Really? Do I need to pick this one? Jaguars. The Raiders against the Dolphins are looking better than most people thought they would. We're going to take the Dolphins at home. New England against the Lions. Look for Tom Brady and the offense to bounce back. Tampa Bay against the Steelers. Tampa Bay, are they better with Ryan Fitzpatrick than when Jameis Winston comes back? Jameis Winston may not have a job when he gets back. But the thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick is he has a tendency to go on a roll, look like the guy, and then come back down to earth and fall on his face. But I don't think it's going to be this week. I'm actually going to take Tampa Bay. I think they might actually be the real deal in the NFC South. San Francisco against Kansas City. I'll take the Kansas City Chiefs and Arrowhead at any time. The Chargers against the Rams. Actually, I think that's going to be a good game, but I'll take the Rams on that one. And the Bears against the Cardinals. Again, the Cardinals, another team I think is going to go 0-3. The Bears are better than advertised. Watch out, NFC North. And we have the Bengals against the Panthers. I'm going to take the Panthers at home. So, guys, that's what I think we're going to have happen. We'll see what happens, of course. It's football. Anything can happen. Teams that you think are going to be good will fall on their face. And remember, It's a week-to-week lead in the NFL because a team can look like the Super Bowl champions one week and the next week look like doo-doo and the following week look like Super Bowl champions again. You never know what's going to happen in the field, and that's one of the reasons why we are all fans of football. You never know what's going to happen. As always, guys, thank you for being part of the Jobu Sports Report. We'll be in first thing in the morning getting ready for game day. Tomorrow on the menu, we've got the Bang Bang DeMarcus Lawrence sliders. We got black and blue burgers, and we have tacos. I'll see you guys in the morning.